Fight fans, you got Neil the Deal here. We're doing it solo tonight. The big boss is a little busy as usual, but thanks a lot for coming out, guys. I really appreciate everything that's been happening. This is a new week, and we got all the new shows starting, so I'm really glad to have you out. And tonight we're going to have our first show, the very first one. So I'm really looking forward to this. We're now doing NFL football, as well as on Friday nights we'll be doing NHL hockey. So be there or be square. That's all I got to tell you. This stuff is going to make you cash, and you're going to learn a lot about what's going on around the league on a weekly basis, daily basis. I'm going to do my predictions at the end of every show, and I think you guys are going to love this part of the Neil the Deal show. We're also going to be bringing on a lot of new guests, football players, ex-football players, hockey players on the Friday night shows, and we're definitely going to be bringing in some really heavy-duty content, stuff that I've been putting in that computer bank now, you know, that thing they call your brain, for about 40 years. So I'm going to open up the vault. I'm going to give you my knowledge. I'm going to give it all. Advice is free, eh? I don't charge for advice. I know I probably should, but I just can't do it. My mom wouldn't appreciate that. So I just, advice is free. You can take it. You can leave it. It's all up to you. It's no, you know, just stay tuned. And hopefully I'll be able to make you some bucks in the rest of the NFL season, as well as the NHL season and Super Bowl, Stanley Cup. So we're going to kick it up a notch. All right. So, guys, thanks again for coming. The likes, the shares, the subscriptions, everything's been absolutely over the top, off the chart, out of control. Let's get her done and keep her rolling here, the Neil the Deal Show. All right, guys. So we're going to have our first episode, like I said, and the topic that I've decided to talk about tonight, guys, is I give you a hint on Monday during the boxing thing. So, again, you know boxing is on Mondays. Neil the Deal Boxing. Talkin Fight Boxing. And tonight we're going to talk about, is the NFL actually fixed? Is it fixed? All right. Now, I've been watching NFL football myself since I was probably 5 years old. Okay. I can remember in the times when the Buffalo Bills had Joe Ferguson and O.J. Simpson, and they'd play teams like the Miami Dolphins. And I always liked the banners, okay? The banners in the background around the stadium. And the one that I'll never forget as a child, and I still laugh about it today, and I think you guys will like it, is in Buffalo, in the end zone, in the back wall, they had this giant banner, and it said, Miami has the oranges, but we got the juice. Exactly. Because obviously the juice was playing for Buffalo and number 32, and he's a pretty popular guy. Everybody kind of knows who he is. Some of you guys like him. Some of you guys don't like him. You know that he's had a few run-ins with the police, like we all have, I'm sure. And, you know, the Juice was one of my favorite players back in the day. I don't know about now, but I still like him. You know, things happen, and that's the way life is. So, but is the league fixed? That's what we're going to talk about, all right? Now, for me, I've been doing this for so long that now I've got to the point where I'm laying a lot of money on these teams, and these calls that the referees are making, plays that the teams are making, are absolutely redonkulous. Like, this is redonkulous stuff. I can't even wrap my head around what's been happening. So you know, it really is going to come down to all sports, okay, guys? Because sports, unfortunately, is like a third-rate or fourth-rate entertainment right now. People out there, as we all know, Neil the Deal, show fans, this and that. You guys, the Talkin Fight fans, not only do you like me, not only do you like sports, but you have other things to do. You have families. You have movies to go to, concerts, this, that, and everything else. So everybody's fighting for a little bit of the pie, so to speak. And the NFL is no different. Now, in these sports, I truly believe that the leagues themselves are trying, especially the NFL and the NHL, are trying to make the leagues parity, okay? They're trying to make everything even, you know? Basically, to me, there's no rivalry. They took the rivalry out of the game, all right? The rivalry's gone. Back in the day, the guys would just hate each other, They didn't hang out together. They didn't switch jerseys after the game. They didn't pat each other on the bum. Like, this is a football game. This is not a Kanye West or Drake concert we're watching. It's a football game. So these guys need to start playing football. But unfortunately, they make so much money now, and they believe that they're celebrities. They're only football players. You know, they need to play football. One of the best football players that I enjoyed all my life and will always love is Barry Sanders. Barry Sanders. If you guys don't know who Barry Sanders is, check him out. He could have won the all-time rushing title, but he didn't want to do it because his idol had the title, Walter Payton, and he just retired out of the blue. Check it out. Just retired. And he had the best touchdown, how do you say, celebration, I guess. You know, his celebration was score a touchdown, stand up, walk over, hand the ball to the ref, and walk back to the sidelines. Now we have these goofy jumping around, scratching themselves, taking pictures, pretending, grabbing cell phones from underneath the score, like the stuff they're doing. Grab your popcorn, running to the center like T.O. You like, this is like corny. My father couldn't even watch football anymore before he died. God bless him, R.I.P. Dad. But he couldn't watch it anymore. It just became too much of a shit show, if you know what I mean. So not only has the shit show become the shit show, but it's now fixed. And that's what I'm telling you. And I'm going to tell you why. Just this year, all right? Just this year, these are some of the games that you need to go back and look at and actually inspect and go, wow, that actually makes a bit of sense. Now, we talked about this on Monday a little bit. So we had the Denver game last week. Melvin Gordon III, old running back there from the Chargers. Now he plays for Denver. Middle of the game, he apparently fumbled, but the ground can't cause a fumble. So he was on the ground. His knees were down. He's now down, and the ball pops out, and the opposing team gets the ball, and Denver is in deep trouble because they're driving to go to the end zone to tie the game, or I believe it was tie the game or come closer. They were driving. They needed to do that. They're playing at home. What do the refs do? They call it no down by contact. That's it. Ball goes to the opposition. I just was like, this is ridiculous. Then in the same game, there's a taunting penalty. One of the linebackers or something of that sort, one of the DBs, actually looked at the other team's bench. Taunting. Well, I guess he's got to wear blinkers now and sunglasses so that nobody knows who he's looking at. He didn't do anything. He didn't say anything. And he just looked at them. Oh, penalty. Sorry, taunting for looking at them. Now, this is the kind of stuff I'm talking about. It's got out of control. The referees, I believe, are in on this. The whole league is in on this. Now, I'm going to explain to you how they're in on this. This is how it works. There's a lot of money in NFL football. They get money from TV rights. Now, if there's no viewers watching the games, then they get no money. It's all based on viewage, all right? So because there's really not a lot of people watching this crap anymore, I watch every game, but most people, they don't have time for that stuff. Basically, there's no money. So I believe, I know you, I hope you may think I'm lost my marbles or I've lost. No. I've inspected this thoroughly and I have a lot of proof. So I believe that somehow the league has made a deal with the bookies in Las Vegas, and the games are starting to become, the odd game here, the odd game there. It's a fix because the league is actually betting on that game and actually recuperating money from Vegas. Basically, you're not allowed to bet on your own team. You're not allowed to bet whatever it is. They're betting on everybody. And they're making sure that everybody is doing exactly what they need to do so that the owners, at the end of the day, can actually acquire the funds to be able to pay these guys now because they don't have money. And those owners are cheaper than frickin' dirt, if you know what I mean. They don't want to pay for bottled water if they don't have to. That's how they became rich. So they basically get Las Vegas to, work a deal. And that's how this stuff is fixed. That's definitely what I'm looking at. So I'm just telling you guys, I believe this is what I believe. I've been watching this stuff my whole life. This year's a really different year. Obviously, the COVID year last year was really different as well. But something's up. So keep your eye out for these terrible calls by the ref. Pass interference is like their favorite one. The backdoor cover is just ridiculous, as we all know. It's been going on now for years, but now it's blatantly apparent. Like to me, it's absolutely blatantly apparent. So moving on from that, guys, every week I'm going to be doing my predictions against the spread, and we're going to keep track of it. So right now, honestly, I've been running at about a 75% clip. Now, to be professional at anything in your life, you need to actually be at 60%. Say you're a poker player. Professional poker players, they need to win 60% of the time or they can't call themselves pro. You know what I mean? Professional gamblers, if you don't win 60% of the time, then you're not a pro. So I'm clipping out at 75%. So that probably makes me super pro. You know what I'm saying? So these are every week I'm going to give you a couple of tips. I mean, anything can happen because the fix is in, but these are the ones I'm looking at this weekend. So if you guys want to jot these down, maybe throw down a few bucks, might be in your best interest. Take a look at it. And this is my advice. So the first game I'm going to look at here, Minnesota plus 2.5 over Green Bay. I'm taking Minnesota in the points. Home dog. Gotta love the home dogs. Minnesota's been playing amazing. They just beat the Chargers. I mean, just look at who they've played and what they've done and how they've matured. And I just think Minnesota is going to take that down. Green Bay lost their running back last week, Aaron Jones. And yeah, I love Aaron Rodgers too. I have to say I do like him. But I just think in this spot we got Minnesota plus 2.5. Take them. The other thing too about that is Minnesota has a history of winning or losing by no more than 4 points at home. All right. So that is the history of Minnesota. So check it out. Most of the games are 23-22, 24-23, this kind of stuff. So take the points in the mini game. All right, next one. Dallas against my team, the only team, the Kansas City Chiefs, and my boy Patrick Mahomes. So we're not going to go on the point spread here. We're going to go on the over. Let's do the over on that. Over 56.5, okay? Take the over in the Dallas Chiefs game, 56.5. I like the over. The last one that I'm going to talk to you about, again, is the Buffalo Bills, all right? They've had some really weird games, again. I mean, going back to the fix thing, we had Denver, that one. We had Buffalo when they were, first and goal to win the game, and they can't jump 2 feet and win the game. And Josh Allen there, or whatever, Josh, slips and falls flat on his face on the one, and they lose the game. You got to be freaking kidding me. That is fixed, okay? So, but this week I don't think things are going to go that way. I think the Bills are going to show up. They're at home. They're playing the Indianapolis Colts. Bills -7, Orchard Park, wherever. I think it's still Orchard Park. -7. I'm going to take them. I'll lay the points. I like the Bills to romp these guys. They haven't really beat anybody great. Sure, they beat Miami. Sure, they beat this is the Buffalo Bills at home. So take the Bills -7. If worse comes to worse, you get a push. All right, 7 points. I don't like the round numbers, 3, 7s, 14s, but in this case, I still like the Bills. Now my long shot game of the week, the one long shot, I'm going to take the Titans -10.5 over Houston in Tenny. I think the Titans could possibly give the Bills some problems going forward. So even without Derrick Henry, when they bring in Derrick Henry, that is going to be serious stuff. They really need him back. I believe he's not out for the season, but he may be able to come back in the playoffs. He's a big, tough, rumbling, bumbling, stumbling monster. This guy is out of control. Freight train. Nobody can stop him. It takes 10 guys to hold him down. So he's probably in good enough shape that he'll be able to pull it off. So there you go. Those are my tips of the week, NFL guys. Thanks a lot for the inaugural show. And like I always say, get better, not bitter. Win yourself some cash. Neil the Deal. We'll be talking to you guys on Friday. We're doing some NHL first show, so that'll be interesting. Thanks for coming out. I really appreciate it. Take care of yourselves and peace out.